In today's video, I'll be taking a look at the eufy Clean X8 Pro robot vacuum. Yep, another robot vacuum, but this time it's aimed at pet owners as it features a world-first twin turbine suction design and an auto-detangling roller brush feature, along with a self-empty station to allow hands-free operation for up to 45 days. I've had a chance to test it out and see what's good and not so good, so stick around to the end to hear my final thoughts. I'd also like to thank eufy for sponsoring this video. With typical robot vacuums, pet hair can often be a challenge to pick up, especially on carpet, and then once picked up, it often tangles around the roller brush, leading to manual cleaning intervention after every clean cycle. With the X8 Pro, however, it has two 4000 Pascal suction motors to allow for stronger vacuum suction, and eufy says this allows for up to 80% more airflow. And it also features an automatic detangling feature for any hair that may get wrapped around the roller brush. This is like a comb for the roller brush, and the brush rotates forwards and backwards to help detangle it. Inside the box you have the vacuum itself, the self-empty station, a power cable, some documentation, a little maintenance brush and a floor protector. Getting set up initially was straightforward. Just place the protector down, the self-empty station on top, and then the vacuum sits in reverse to charge up. Download the app, create an account, and then look to connect the vacuum. It's here where the app had a few hiccups. It crashed on me during initial setup a couple of times, and I had to delete the app and reboot my phone, then reinstall the app to continue setup. When I eventually got the X8 Pro connected to the app, it needed a firmware update and was ready to begin mapping. Of note, I've had 2 firmware updates so far, which is great to see eufy are continually working to improve the RoboVac's performance. Quick mapping using eufy's AI Map 2.0 technology is a fantastic feature, as the robot goes out to do a quick exploratory scan of your home, and in the space of 5 to 10 minutes, the floor space is mapped out and you can begin cleaning. The main role of a robot vacuum is to, well, clean, and if it can't do that very well, then there's not much hope for it. Fortunately, the X8 Pro does a fantastic job on both hard floors and carpets. I think due to the twin turbine suction design, it works great in picking up my test products here, which are a mix of oats, rice and sugar. The side brush does flick things around a little, but a second pass of the vacuum picks up any of those remnants. Now, I don't have any pets, so my place isn't the best to test the X8 Pro to its fullest. So I headed over to my parents' place where they have 2 very fluffy puppies, and their fur is a real good test for any RoboVac. I had to reset the vacuum when I took it to their place, and this time the setup went smoother, with no app crashes. I did a quick map of the space and sent it out to forage for fur. In the app, I chose the maximum suction power, and it's actually surprisingly quiet considering it's running 2 suction motors. At the end of a cleaning run, the vacuum runs the auto-detangling program. It sounds like the brush spins forward and reverse a few times, and then the suction motors kick in to collect the detangled hair. After a vacuum of the dining and living areas and also the hallway, this shows how much fur and dust had been collected. And then on the underside, also what was tangled on the brush. I sent it back to the self-empty station where it did the auto-detangling and emptied the onboard dustbin. Now you can see the results of the self-emptying, and it's done a great job. And then flipping the robot over, you can see it hasn't completely detangled everything, but compared to the before, it's made a noticeable improvement. In the app, you can choose to run the detangling process at any time, so perhaps if I ran that once more, it would remove the rest of the fur on the brush. For reference, here is the roller brush of my parents' current RoboVac, and you can see how much fur gets tangled in that, and it has no way to auto-detangle it. The X8 Pro also has an onboard water tank and a removable mop pad. This actually puts out a surprising amount of water, and this can be adjusted in 3 levels, and can be great to pick up any superfine dust that the vacuum may not be able to suck up. The self-empty station features a triple filter design, keeping 99.9% of dust and debris sealed inside the station, and collects everything inside a replaceable dust bag. So as far as performing its main role of a robot vacuum, the X8 Pro does a really great job. Now onto the app. Here you can control everything you need for the X8 Pro. You can clean by room, auto or zone cleaning, and you can customize the cleaning mode where you set suction strength and water level for the mopping. Also, you can enable Boost IQ to auto-boost suction power depending on floor type, and this seems to ramp up the power when it goes over carpets. You can also customize cleaning on a per room basis, so for example you might want to set a higher suction power for the kitchen, and then do a 2 times pass with the mop in the bathroom. The X8 Pro has the ability for multiple maps, which is great for homes with more than 1 level. You can set cleaning schedules and also review cleaning history. In base station settings, you can enable or disable auto empty, and Then what I like most about this is the empty frequency. So say you have a large home that might take an hour and a half to clean. Instead of the robot only auto-emptying at the end, you can decide to have it to return to the base every 30, 45 or 60 minutes to empty the onboard bin. This helps the X8 Pro perform at its best as the onboard bin is less likely to ever be completely full. Manual controls allow for spot cleaning and the ability to remote drive the RoboVac around. There are plenty of voice options for various language settings, and the robot settings allow you to set up things like Do Not Disturb mode and set the child lock. As previously mentioned, I have already had 2 firmware updates come through, and inside the Accessories Services menu shows the maintenance requirements and how to perform that. Find My Robot can help find it if it gets stuck somewhere during a clean, and sharing settings allow you to share control of your X8 Pro with someone else. The 2 icons down the bottom right of the home screen are for manually running the auto-empty cycle and for manually running the detangling process. I have had some issues with the app though. First up, where the robot thinks it is on the map, and then also the ability to use zone cleaning. As you can see, the robot icon as displayed is not in line with the progress line of where it is cleaned. It's offset quite a bit, and I think this contributes to zone cleaning too, as when I place a zone on the map, the offset of the robot often means it can't plan a route to get to the zone to clean. I think this has also made dividing rooms difficult at times. So it turns out I've had a look in the App Store and there's actually been an update to the Eufy Clean app, and it says it fixes some bugs in the app. So I thought I'd give it a test, and it turns out anything that I just said was an issue with the app has all been fixed. So zone cleaning works, and you can divide the map properly, and the robot is overlaid exactly where it should be. So it's good to see that Eufy are pretty quick to fix bugs where necessary, and as this is sort of a pre-release version for me, it's good to see that it will be fixed for any customers that buy this moving forward. Just make sure you got the latest update to the Eufy Clean app. Once the robot is out cleaning though, the navigation is great. It uses what Eufy calls iPath laser navigation to map the environment. When cleaning, it first cleans the perimeter of the room and then methodically goes back and forth to cover the complete area as necessary. Eufy says it does have obstacle avoidance, but in my testing that's pretty much non-existent. It'll avoid large obstacles like pot plants or chair legs and so on, but for everyday items such as shoes, cables and fake dog poo, it just runs straight into them. The Eufy X8 Pro promises to reduce robot vacuum maintenance for pet owners. So is that the case? Well, the twin turbine suction motors definitely collect more dust and debris, and the auto-detangling technology seems to make a noticeable difference in removing tangled fur. It's not perfect, but it definitely helps extend the time needed before user maintenance. The self-empty station is great, it's quite compact and does what it's supposed to do. I would have liked to see a spare dust bag in the box, but that's only a minor gripe. The app works well for the most part once you get it set up, and I'm sure the issues I've had will be sorted in an update at some point. My main concern is that for a robot vacuum that is targeted to pet owners is the lack of serious obstacle avoidance. Pets come with their own challenges, and whether that's toys left around or perhaps a surprise left behind, and I think any robot vacuum in that environment needs a very robust obstacle avoidance system. If you're happy to do a check over your floors every time before sending the vacuum out, the cleaning performance and detangling is a great package for the price. However, if you don't have time to pick up everything off the floor before a clean, then this might not be the best option for you. Close competitors to the Eufy X8 Pro could be seen as the iRobot J7 Plus and the Roborock Q7 Max Plus. The Eufy X8 Pro is the only one of these with twin suction motors and an anti-tangle brush. The Q7 Max Plus retails for $870, while the iRobot J7 Plus comes in at $799. The Eufy X8 Pro is available to buy now and retails for $649 US. There are links in the description on where you can pick one up if it suits your needs, and as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.